The University of the District of Columbia David A. Clark School of Law is the only public law school in the nation's capital and offers a legal education that is both high quality and affordable. And here with more about why you should choose UDC is Dr. Shelley Broderick, the Dean of the UDC David A. Clark School of Law. Welcome, Doctor. It's so nice to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about the UDC Clark School of Law and why it's unique and different.
Well, there's nothing I'd rather talk about. It is a law school dedicated to training social justice, public interest lawyers. And so we have the most extensive clinical program in the country, and every student does 400 hours of clinical legal services representing poor people. So when they graduate, they know how to practice law, and the benefit is so many people who would not otherwise have access to justice get legal representation.
Well, we definitely want to talk about this community service and all that you do. We want to know a little bit about the university, too. When you talk about the UDC, University of District of Columbia, you say it's a system. Why is it a system?
Starts with the community college, then there's a pathway directly to the four-year flagship, and ultimately to some of the graduate and professional school programs. So it's a whole system that takes you all the way through to a career.
It's a whole system that's really doing a lot right now. You've been in the news a bit, and that community service you were talking about. Tell us a little bit about why we might have heard of you lately.
Well, there are a number of things. A team of our students during exams wanted to defer one exam to go to Baltimore to be legal observers, to make sure, keep the calm when all of the unrest over Freddie Gray's death blew up. They did teach-ins at the high schools. They researched the habeas corpus relief and helped 80 people get out of jail who had been locked up and kept there way longer than they should be under the Constitution. You know, they're agents of change. They really care very deeply, our students. Another team of our students right now is on a service learning trip. They're on the border between Texas and Arizona, helping the women and children who are in detention centers there, awaiting some kind of immigration ruling that allows them to come be safe in this country.
That's really great work. Let's also talk about an accolade that you all have recently achieved.
Music to my ears. Ranked 7th in the country for outstanding clinical programs by U.S. News & World Report. Ranked 2nd for outstanding diversity in the student body. Those are the two things we do, so we're enormously proud to be recognized nationally.
You have so many innovative programs. There's so much for anyone that wants to go to law school here. Are there any particular programs you want to talk about that we haven't shared?
Wow, I could get in a lot of trouble here, but we have an immigration and human rights clinic. We have a legislation clinic. One of our graduates of the program just got elected as a member of the D.C. Council, and other graduates serve throughout the council as chief of staff, legislative council, changing progressive laws, making law happen. We have a juvenile clinic where we're helping to stop the pipeline from school to prison. So many kids get in trouble, and trying to keep them out of the system and in school where they belong. We have a housing clinic where we represent tenants who are fighting illegal rent increases and other tenant organizations seeking to purchase and renovate their buildings and actually have ownership. We have a low-income taxpayer clinic where primarily women who are going from welfare to work need some help with their taxes, many immigrants. We represent seniors. We represent people in poverty throughout the city. I mean, our ultimate goal is to end poverty and inequality, and that's a full-time job.
Well, it really sounds like you have your hands in everything around the district, but let's talk about where some of your students have gone. Where can we find students that have law degrees from UDC?
Well, you name it, from the ACLU to Legal Counsel for the Elderly to the Children's Law Center to the Neighborhood Legal Services Program to the Legal Aid Society, the Public Defender, the United States Attorney, the Attorney General, and law firms of all sizes throughout the city. We have students who go into the LLM programs in tax or in trial advocacy. We have students throughout the country and, in fact, the world. I just got back from China, where I met with an alum who's regional Asia counsel for one of the big $400 million pharmaceutical companies. and I'm meeting another in Cuba who's a human rights lawyer.
So if we have students at home that are interested in any of these programs and doing some of these wonderful things, where can they go to find out more and how to enroll?
Go to the UDC David A. Clark website and get in touch with Vivian Canty, the best admissions dean on the planet.
Thank you so much for being with us and for telling us all about UDC's law programs. There's more Let's Talk Live, so don't you go away.